So I was here from 2000 through 2003, involved in a terrifying number of committees in retrospect. Kind of very grateful for Whitley giving me the opportunity to really broaden my experience in the 4 years I was here. I also met my wife here, as I've heard from quite a number of people, astonishing number of people here. And as we were getting kind of talking about this event and reminiscing about Whitley, we spent a lot of time kind of realising how many Whitleyisms we still have in our day-to-day lives. Like even today, if we're crossing the street, my wife and I, sort of one of us will often turn to the other and be like, "What are we waiting for, freshers?" The other one will reply, "The little green man." And then our children will look up at us like we're just the weirdest people on the face of the earth. I did have one story from my time here that I wanted to share. It's not necessarily an amusing anecdote, but it's a really powerful memory for me that I think says a lot about this place. So I'll try and share it real quick. I think it was in 2002. We actually had someone drunk or high or both kind of come up Royal Parade and actually break into the college, like walk up to the front door, yank the lock off, like kind of out of the door, and just kind of let themselves into the college and kind of wandering around looking for stuff to take, berating various residents that were here. That's not the good part of the story. The really strong memory for me was just watching the whole college kind of react to this invasion in terms of, like, repelling the intruder, right? And kind of all of the guys kind of coming down and trying to chase this guy out. I remember we had the head shooter sort of in kind of pajamas and thongs chasing this guy down Royal Parade. And in the space after it, right, it was really amazing how everyone at the college just turned inwards and kind of like checking in with each other. Like, "Are you okay? Like, did anything get damaged? Did anything happen?" And kind of turned really quickly into this opportunity to care for each other as a community. And that's one of my most powerful memories from here, is just the response of the community to that. And that's something that I kind of carry with me and try and take that kind of attitude wherever we go, right? That real sense of community and caring for each other. So.
As has been said before, one of my fondest memories of Whitley is just the people you meet from various backgrounds, and it might be someone you meet for 5 minutes, or might be someone who becomes your best friend. But everyone you meet here at Whitley has such an impact on your life in some way. I remember very fondly in 2005, the college president was James Rapley, and I have very fond memories of James. I wasn't particularly James's best friend or anything like that, but the influence that he had on me in that time was just huge in shaping the person that I eventually became. So.
Brenda was so lovely. She offered me a place and I signed the form the same day and walked in. And I just felt so welcome. I found like I found my people. I found my man. And it was just amazing. A lot of the people that were our friends, are our friends. They became, most of our bridal party were Whitley people. We've got 3 kids and the majority of the godparents are Whitley people. Every year it started with the 21st. We clock up the Ks going to all the 21st, and then started the engagement parties and the weddings and the babies. And it was just so fantastic to keep catching up with the same people, but it just felt like you're the same people as 10 years ago. Like we're still standing here laughing the way we were when we were here. It doesn't feel any different, and it's fantastic that we can all be part of that.
The thing that really sticks with me from my time at Whitley was we were sort of the misfits, Whitley as a college in general. And it was very much the have a crack college. One of my favourite memories was volleyball in my first year, 2009. We sort of organised a training, 7 o'clock in the morning here, and there were 2 of us that turned up. So we had a good hit out, and then when it came to the actual competition, I think I'd just rocked up from work. I was still in my steel caps and had my high-vis shirt on, and Newman had turned up with just about the Australian volleyball team, all in the same uniform. Anyway, so we started sort of having a game, and just by some freak of nature, we had one person that was good, and the rest we could sort of throw our hands here, there, and everywhere. And all of a sudden, we were one set up, and thinking, "Oh, geez, wouldn't this be funny? Bit of an upset. Then after a few more points and a couple of what I self-called thunder serves that just sort of floated in and put them off with lack of speed, all of a sudden we were 2 sets up and we'd won the game, and the coach of Newman was dragging players left, right and centre, and they were all abusing each other, and we were just going like, oh, this is what it's like to win volleyball or even play volleyball.
It's been really interesting to hear how over the decades the experience has been pretty similar. Don't have a communal phone obviously anymore, but we do have awful reception in here, so it's kind of the same thing. 3 years ago, I think, I was elected president, which was a wonderful honour, and I was very, very excited until about 10 days later when it was announced at Hall that it would close, and that was kind of the worst night that a lot of us experienced here. But we all came together really well, and I think what followed for the next year was that people really embraced what it meant to be at Whitley, and everyone was determined to celebrate that and champion that every single day, and I think I was really lucky to be president during that time. One of the things I remember the most was actually my first day here, and I had driven down with my parents and my little sister from Albury that morning, so we were already pretty knackered by the time we arrived. But we started bringing all my stuff in, which of course there was so much of it, and the first person I saw was Nippers, who was the president at the time, and I think from memory he came up to us and he was wearing sunnies, his president's t-shirt for O Week, footy shorts and thongs, which was kind of his uniform as long as I knew him, and a hat. And he came up to us and he said, "Hey guys, let's get you moved in. Which room are you in?" And I was like, "I don't know." And then we walked along here and everyone started handing me all these different things, and I was like, "What do I do with all this?" And then Nipper said, "Oh, you're in this room. All right, let's go." And took my parents up there, and I thought, okay, maybe this isn't so far from home at all. And that just started a really, really great time at Whitley.
My name's Ganesh. I'm from Mauritius, actually, so it was quite a big move to come down here. Before I share a couple of memories, I'd just like to say how much the college meant to me, because I'm still technically at college, moving out next week, and then that's the end of it. But so far, my entire university experience, my entire time in Australia, has been at college, at Whitley over here. So you've defined my experience, and whatever I've experienced over here kind of made me the person I am today. And I'm very grateful for that. It was a week ago now. We had final farewell event celebrations, which was for the current residents. We had organised a whole day of activities. Someone mentioned College Day earlier, how we like celebrating that. It was along those lines. So after a whole day of activities, we had a party here in the Donut, which was something we wanted to do. And after that, we had planned an amazing race around the Donut where, we got permission for it, but I think they did not know how it would turn out eventually. So with everyone having partied a lot, having had many drinks, we decided it was a good idea to tie everyone up in their teams. We had zip ties, and then each one had their hands tied to each other, which was bound to cause some trouble. And it's especially fun because at some point people had to go into the pond. So you'd see groups of 5 to 8 people just diving all together. But at the same time, so while all of this was happening, we were having a blast, the residents. But out of the corner of my eye, I could see Margie and Genevieve on the skirts of the Donut, just eyeing me, and I'm thinking, oh shit, there'll be trouble tomorrow. There wasn't, and I have to say, I kind of feel if we kept going with college, we would have had a meeting. Ganesh, your team has, you've crossed the line, etc. But that night, they let us party, and I'm again grateful for that.
I just had the most wonderful, life-defining experience at Whitley, and I think a lot of people here did as well.